Hey beauties, good evening to you. Beautiful people, I want you to listen to me carefully. I was listening to this lady on TikTok. I suddenly came across her more than one times. And it's a big woman. She seemed to be in her maybe early 60s or so on. Or maybe she could be, I think early 60s. Anyway, so we're talking a mature lady or maybe late 50s. Maybe I'm guessing her age wrong. And she said something that really shocked me. I shouldn't be, but let's face it, people, unless you experience it, some things will shock you, so she said she was at the airport. She was going, I don't know if she said, like, she would say from Jamaica to Miami, but she lives abroad, based on the basis of how she has been speaking. I know I've listened to her a few times, and she said she was going to a particular state, and she was at the airport, and I don't know if it's an airport in Jamaica or overseas. And she said she saw an elderly woman who could be her grandmother. So we're talking maybe somebody who is in their 80s or 90s, based on the basis of what she has said. And the woman had like 4 buns and some other things. And the lady had asked her for her help to carry some because of the load, and she seemed overwhelmed. And obviously it's an elderly woman, old woman, so she took the buns from her and said, "All right, no problem, man, I'll carry up the buns for you." Lo and behold, a male friend of hers saw when the exchange was made, and said to her, in no uncertain terms, in a forceful way, "Give back the woman the buns. Do you know the woman?" She said, "No, but this is an elderly lady. I mean, we can't live so bad. Not everyone." Maybe she said that not everyone is a criminal. Not everyone is a thief and trickster. Not everyone dupes. I mean, we can't live like this where we can't help people, and so on. And she said the man would not let up. The man would not let up. And she just said, you know what, she can't manage this pressure. So she went back to the woman and said to her, I can't take it up because I'm getting a lot of pressure from this man. And she said, the woman said, "Imagine, we really live in a time and an age where we can't even help one another. We can't help each other." And she said, "I'm so sorry. You have to ask somebody else to help you. I would love to, but this man is quarreling and complaining, and I can't manage the pressure which is on my end." And she said the lady took the buns. Lo and behold, when she took the plane and went, she saw when the lady was on the plane as well. And they reached the other country, whichever state. She said when she was walking through the airport, I guess maybe trying to make her way to see she can go outside, some police officers stood beside her and said, "Please follow us." And she said she was in a room for 2 hours or more being interrogated by the police officers about the woman. The old woman, remember, we're talking about her. She, to me, seemed like she's in her early 60s. Or she could be late 50s. Maybe I'm guessing her age wrong. She's saying that this woman could be her grandmother. I'm going to guess the woman to be in her 80s and 90s. We're talking an old woman. She said proper old woman. She, on the shout, when the buns were checked, drugs were in the buns. Drugs. And the people saw when she had taken the buns from her, but they didn't see when she had given it back to her. So they didn't know she was aligned to the lady. She was, and I mean, she probably was trying to prove that she didn't know the woman. What saved her is that whoever came to pick her up noticed that she didn't come out on the outside. It was very long. It was unusually long. And the person has some level of clout. I think she said it's a white man. And came in, found out what was happening, and went to them and had to kind of swore on her character to say that she has nothing to do with that. They didn't see when she gave back the woman the buns. People, I mean, that one shocked me because perhaps I too, even though I'm suspicious, because the age would have thrown me off. I would have figured that if this woman is in her 80s and 90s, that she would have, even if she's not a Christian, she's a humanitarian, she's a woman of integrity, she has some character. But I should remember, I saw a snippet of a horror show, like you saw this elderly lady, old woman, and when you look, the woman was demon possessed. She should fly all over the place. I mean, that jump on the wall or climb up though. And I say, my God, no care what age, no care what age. Satan having people at all ages. All ages. Can you imagine this woman who should have probably give her life to the Lord Jesus Christ if she haven't? and probably backslidden or in a backslidden stage, right? Should I, in a rocking chair, read 2 scriptures or guide somebody on the right path, tell them, be a mentor to somebody, and so on. Is carrying up drugs at her age and stage because she said it's an old woman. So and I saw a comment where somebody said I too would have been tricked because I would have carried those buns for the old woman. People, you can't trust the shadow of a dark, not even yourself. You might have don't take things for yourself. I'm saying it in a joking way, but I'm so serious. You can't trust the shadow of a dark. And you do have decent people out there who mean well. I remember years ago a lady had asked me to carry up some things, but she was trying to evade tax, I think. Carry up some what you call it there, but you bought it from the duty-free place, the liquor there. But I guess you just wanted each person to carry it up one. I didn't know, I was so young at the time. And people, let me tell you something, man. I fret because in my head I say, Lord, I know I see her take it out of the duty-free place, or the duty-free thing. I know she bought it here. And I say, this lady asked the people there at the ground thing there, at the front there. Yeah, man, she's solid. I keep hearing this. And I say, people, it was the most uncomfortable journey abroad. I was much younger. I said, no. And when I reach up to the immigrant officer there, and him asked me, I said, lady asked me to carry these for her. I don't. I said, people, me say, me know me can't commit criminal acts. Me say, I fret. Me say, no, sir. Me couldn't do it. You understand? But that old lady probably would have caught me off guard because of her age. I am not. Come on, people. Let us be realistic. Unless you're burnt several times, over and over again in that manner, she probably would have tricked many people too because of her age, especially if you're really old and look gapey and shaking up and all of that. She said, proper old lady. Can you imagine that? People don't trust, and life is funny. And I'm glad when sometimes these things happen, because people who don't fit a certain bill, we don't trust. And the ones who are not to trust, those are the ones that we trust in life. Isn't life funny? So if somebody did look shabby, shoddy, and dirty, I'm probably using hyperbole, I'm probably exaggerating it. We would not have said anything. That person couldn't even look our way. And maybe that person is sincere enough. That maybe that person really have buns, just buns alone. And because this lady is old, because of how we have been trained to perceive people, that if they look dirty and smelly and have a thieving look, we run them. And if they look holy and righteous, we don't shun them, we welcome them. You see how we are as humans? And we still don't learn. Because many people will be caught again by an old lady like that, or somebody who looks angelic. But if you look fierce and feisty, no man, that person, there must be in something that is not with integrity, or something illegal or criminal. And that time the person is okay. It's called discernment. You have to use wisdom. And some things, if you hold true to a principle on, even if a person is decent and good, you just hold to it. Unless it's a life or death matter and you can prove that all is well, you don't need to take no up for nobody. I'm so sorry. The world is so dark and cruel and wicked that we can't. You have to know how to balance it. You have to be careful that you don't go to 2 extremes, because as if you might take a stance and then one day you really need somebody to do something for you, genuinely, nothing criminal. And because you sow that seed of not helping somebody, knowing using discernment, you end up not getting help, and it can cost you. So you have to use this. That is why I would say use discernment to pray about it. God won't lead you astray. You don't have to worry. He's always right. But what I'm saying is, don't judge the book by the cover. She would have thrown off most people because of her age. Not even them can trust. Not even them. Sad old woman who could be, and this lady, to me, could be somebody's grandmother in terms of age to me when I look at her. And look at that. She said this woman old could be her grandmother. My great-grand or so. Sad. It's a sad reality, but it is a reality. And I would say go with God. Make sure He gives you discernment. And so on. Because we're living in a world where nobody no good. Well, the Bible it says no good, no not one. I mean, we're all sinners and so on, but Anyway, guys, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please share this message.